I sat in a chair no one wanted me in, and it changed the way I show up forever. You ever walk into a room and immediately know you're not supposed to be there? Not because anyone says it, not because of how they look at you, but because the air shifts. It stiffens around you like fabric that doesn't quite fit. That's what it felt like the first time I walked into the conference room on the 18th floor of Portley and Green LLP. I was 32, the only black woman in a room of 17 white men. No other women, no other people of color, just me, a cup of lukewarm coffee, and the silent prayer that I wouldn't be asked to take notes. I wasn't supposed to be in that meeting. My boss, Maya, senior partner and my mentor, had gotten sick that morning and told me, just sit in. Listen, don't say a word unless someone asks. The moment I entered, I saw it. The slight pause in conversation, the reflexive check of my badge, the way someone shifted their laptop screen a bit farther from view. Assistant? One man muttered without looking up. No, associate, I replied quietly. The chair closest to the table was occupied by someone's coat. No one moved it. So I took the seat farthest from the projector screen, against the wall, the kind of seat that says, I'll leave quietly if you need me to. 10 minutes into the meeting, they were discussing a merger between two pharmaceutical companies. I had worked on the diligence for 3 weeks straight, fact-checking, financial modeling, late nights squinting at PDFs until my eyes watered. I knew the numbers cold. But when a question came up about projected Q3 losses, the room went silent. I saw the number flash across the PowerPoint slide. I knew the answer. But no one looked at me. They skipped the slide. I said nothing. That was Tuesday. By Friday, I had updated my resume. The worst part wasn't the meeting. It was what happened after. I stood by the kitchen on 18, pouring the last of the bitter office coffee into my thermos, when 2 of the partners walked in. They didn't see me at first, or maybe they did, and chose not to. She was sitting in Maya's spot, one said, laughed. Christ, that woman's brave. Or clueless. Then they saw me. Silence. I stirred my coffee, not looking up. Stirred it even though I take it black. Some tiny, pitiful attempt at control. I wanted to believe I misheard, that maybe they were talking about someone else, but there were only 2 women who ever set foot in that conference room, Maya and now me, and Maya was out with strep throat. The partner, Reed, I think his name was, finally said, didn't see you there, Harper. I noticed, I replied, and left. That Friday, I sat at my desk longer than usual. My inbox was quiet, my Slack messages slower than normal. One by one, everyone packed up and left for the weekend. Some said goodbye, most didn't. I thought about calling Maya, but what would I say? Hey, I walked into a room you told me to walk into, and now I'm being treated like a squatter in my own job? I didn't want her pity. I wanted to feel like I had earned the chair she asked me to sit in. By 8:40 p.m., I was still there, staring at my monitor, tabs open like a battlefield of half-finished work and unread newsletters. I opened my resume again, added the last case I'd supported, adjusted my title slightly. Associate felt too generous for how I was being treated, but I wasn't about to shrink it either. Then I opened LinkedIn. My profile had no photo, barely 80 connections. I'd treated it like a chore for years. But that night, something in me cracked. I uploaded a photo, wrote a new headline. Corporate Associate, M&A, Building Better Tables. It felt like a dare. I posted a short reflection. This week reminded me that it's not enough to just be in the room. You have to be heard. And that sometimes being the only one like you in that room isn't empowering. It's exhausting. Still, I showed up. That counts for something. I didn't expect much. Maybe a few likes from law school friends. By midnight, I had 200 reactions. By the next morning, my inbox had 17 messages. One from a recruiter, one from a woman named Lena from another firm, one from Maya. Saw your post. I'm proud of you. Let's talk Monday. Monday morning came like a dare. I dressed with intent. Navy trousers, white blouse, hair tied back. No soft colors, no apologies. When I reached the office, the energy was weird. Some people gave me nods. Others avoided eye contact. I felt radioactive, but not in a powerful way. More like people thought getting too close might expose their own cowardice. Maya's office door was open. She looked up, waved me in. You sat in my seat, she said with a wry smile. I'm sorry, I said quickly, still unsure what I was walking into. She shook her head. Don't be. I'm not mad. I'm mad at the room. That made me pause. The room? Maya leaned back, crossed her arms. I watched the playback. I know what they did, and I know what they didn't do. No one corrected you, no one included you, and you sat through it with more grace than any of them deserved. I stared. You watched the meeting? She nodded. It's all recorded, Harper. They forgot that part. A long silence passed. Then, I thought I earned my seat. But maybe I inherited it. I don't want to be the only woman at that table anymore, and I sure as hell don't want to be the only one defending why someone else like us belongs. It wasn't a rescue. It wasn't a lifeline. It was a confession. That afternoon, Maya looped me into 2 new deals. She brought me into the next meeting, not as a silent shadow, but as a contributor. She asked my opinion, waited for it. The shift was subtle, but real. 2 weeks later, Reed asked if I wanted to take point on a client memo. No preamble, no jokes, just work. It shouldn't have felt like a victory, but it did. I started eating lunch with other associates, not the loud ones who toasted mimosas on Instagram, but the quiet ones who watched everything and said little. Months passed. The tension faded, but never fully left. I still walked into rooms and felt the weight of being different, but now I carried it differently. I started mentoring a first-year named Amira. Sharp mind, soft voice. She reminded me of myself before the seat, before the fall, before the slow climb back. One day she asked me, "How do you know if you belong?" I thought about that for a long time. "You don't," I said. "You decide to stay anyway."